Hey everyone, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching. So today I thought I would revisit a very old card. So it was a card I made 5 years ago. I made it with my mum. I made it for Mother's Day, and the inspiration was taken from a card that my nan gave to my great grandmother. So if any of you have been with me that long, you probably remember the card. I will have it linked up here. It will also be linked at the end of the video. So I've recently been sharing tutorials using different flowers from the new floral calendar from Craft Stash, and I thought this would work really well with this particular style card. So if you've got any of those flower dies, then anyone will work with this card design, but also any flowers that you've got in your stash as well are going to work really nicely with this. So the front there, pretty simple, just one of those images. So I've used the Stephanotis for January, happy birthday, and then when you open it up, you have this gorgeous pop-up. I've used my poem, I've used sentiments that come with the collection, and I think it all works really, really well together. Here you can have your space to write your message if you like to keep that inside, but I'm going to have mine on the back here. But I think it looks really, really nice. I talk you through all of the steps. You don't need to use any dies at all with this. I have cheated and used some rectangle because I like the inverted scallop design, but you can easily cut these, and I talk all through that in the tutorial. And then I also make my matching envelope at the very end as well. So let's get started and I'll show you how to make it. Okay, so I've already gone ahead and stamped the Stephanotis. Beautiful image, this one. And it's easy to colour as well. So I just used 2 different greens from the Creative Craft Products alcohol markers. And then I just put some yellow dots. When I looked at the pictures online, it's more like grey, yellowy. It's just really kind of like the shadow inside the flower. And then I just put some grey, very, very light grey around it as well. So really quick and easy to colour. So I've done 2 full coloured images. And then I've just started colouring the top part because I think that's all I'm going to need of that one. I've already done the front. Just stamped this onto a piece of 5.5 squared, just so I've got a bit of a thicker border. Again, just coloured it the same way, but this time I've stamped the birthday, which is from my All the Sentiments set. So you've got the birthday stamp there, you get the stamps and dies, and then I've used the happy. I've just laid it up, popped it up on some foam. So that will be on the front of the card. So prepare all of the bits that you want to use to decorate it. So I'm popping this into it's just under 6x6 card blank. I've cut this from a piece of A4, so it's actually 11 3/4, and then I've scored at 5 7/8. Fold that in half, and then you'll see how that's going to look on the front. And then for the inside pop out, you want a piece of 11.5 by, because I want a matte layer, this is 5 5/8, okay? Along that long side, you're going to score at 4 1/4, 7 1/4, and 8 3/4. Okay, and you want to fold it so that you have a valley, a mountain, and a valley. So that's the fold. This is a 300 GSM, it's a heavier weight cardstock. Before you fold, if you score on the other side as well, you're just going to break down those fibers a little bit more, and then you can kind of fold them, work them in both directions. It's just going to allow the card to fold nicely. So that's how it's going to stick inside our card blank with a nice little border. Okay. Now, before we do that, I want to cut my apertures. So I'm going to use a mixture of dies. I got the 2 here, and these are from the rectangle and the DL inverted scallop die sets from Creative Craft Products. These 2 here. So one is a bit taller than the other. I don't think it's really going to matter. This one fits perfectly, and that's this one here from the DL set. I just love the inverted scallop design these dies give. So that one is going to go down there, so we'll be able to see in. And then the one I could get closest really to fit within this section is from I think it's one of these 2 here from the rectangle set, because the next size up, although it's more in line with that one, I mean, it does just fit, but you're not going to have a very nice border. So I think I'd rather use the smaller one. Still going to be able to see in nicely, and then I can also build up around the outside maybe as well. So I'm going to cut these 2. Now, in the original video, I cut them just simple rectangles by hand. If you want to have something like that, then decide on the size of the border you want and then just cut it using your cutting knife. I mean, this is actually quite a nice size if you're cutting it freehand. So this is 5 3/4. So if you want that kind of aperture size. This one here is going to be, it's about 2 1/4 by 6 1/4. But you could, if you want to go the same height as that, do 5 by 2.5. or even the 2 1/4 of this one, because actually the widths of these are the same. So yeah, I just do 5 by 2 1/4 aperture size. I think that'd be perfect. But yeah, I'm going to cheat, being a bit lazy, and I'm going to cut them using the dies, but easy to cut freehand as well. So I'm going to take those in place and get them cut. Because it's a white cardstock, I'm going to add some copy paper on top, and that way it will stop any marks and stuff that might be on my plates. And I've just had a thought. I think I'm going to bring this up higher and then have maybe a little sentiment down there. Or do I want it low? And then, no, yeah, I'm going to have it the same height as this one. And then I'm actually going to stamp a little sentiment along the bottom. So I really like the way the frames look now. And I've also just stamped my birthday poem. So this one here. And I did say you're going to see me use this sentiment probably in all of the cards. For someone special born in, and then in each of the stamp sets you've got the month. So for someone special born in, and then I've added January, but I've also added flowers for you just down here because I thought that looked really nice. So now I can get this stuck down. So you want to first of all add your glue to the back of just this panel here. And then you want to sit this one over to the left hand side, so you've got the same border along the top, the side and the bottom there. And then if you fold this down and fold that over, you're going to add your glue now to this side, and then bring the card over, keep that all folded down and just close the card. And then if you just open it up and just check that you're happy with the border, because it may shift a little bit. Just let that all dry. Okay, so I'm really happy with that. Very pretty, unusual little pop-up there. So now we can decorate. So you can lay it all down flat. And I guess you could stick it down this way as well. Just add the glue to the back of them and then just lay the whole piece down. So there's a few ways. So I've got all of these pieces. I might not need them all, but I want to have the main kind of image kind of there. I might add a few like little suspended little pop-ups actually as well. I think I'm going to have one right up there. That looks really nice actually. And then that will be more than enough to fill inside there. So I think I'm just going to cut a rough little kind of right angle. If I just grab a pencil, and I'm just going to mark kind of there and there. And I'll trim along this one first. Like so. I'm going to line this up with this marker here. Just find one that just find any marker there. So it's nice and straight. And then I've just lined up the pencil mark on that side. So now I've got that as a nice right angle. So that will sit perfectly in there. That looks really pretty. So I'll stick that one down. And I'm just going to have a play around with some little inner pop-up pieces. And then I will show you how to add those. Okay, so I've just been having to play around. I've just stuck that one down. I just trimmed it off of the top of that one where I didn't quite colour everything in. I've cut this piece here to 4 by 2 and I've scored along the 2 inch side at 1/2 inch, 1 inch and 1 1/2. Fold all of them so they're mountain folds and then fold it in half so you've got 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, but you've got the opening on the left there. You're going to add glue to the left one and then the back left one as well. What will happen is this is going to go in here and then it's going to end up sticking, if I bring it up, to the 2 sides there. So as the card opens, it's going to this little 1/2 inch step. And from that, I can attach just the edges there of like these leaves. But I want to cut into this a bit. I'm going to just play around with it. But once you've added that in, you can then stick anything to that. You could also cut it down if you don't want it 4 inches tall. You know, you might just want a tiny little bit. I've done it the same green, so it doesn't really matter. But I think because I'm probably going to stick a good portion of that left-hand side onto it. But I think having that set back from this one, and then I think I'm going to just maybe colour in those leaves there and just have a few of them like in this corner. Just so there's that foreground and background. I think it will look really, really pretty. So I'll just show you how to attach it. I know I said, but it's better to see. Okay, so I've just added the glue to the 2 sides there, and there's the opening All right. Pop this in and butt it right up to that fold, and then just close the card. I mean, you know, once you've seen the video, you might want to do that first and then stick the rest of the pop-up around it once you've kind of positioned it. But now bring that up and you'll see what I mean. You've got that little step now for you to just add more things to. So I'm going to carry on and decorate the rest of this. Okay, so that is everything all stuck down. I think it looks beautiful. Really nice to revisit this style, and I've just stuck that down on the front as well. And then I'm going to decorate my envelope, as I always do now at the end of my videos. So I've just pulled out some stamps there that match really nicely. I've got my gold wax beads just melting away there, and then I'm just going to stamp the same 3 that I stamp every time, because at the moment these are the ones that I enjoy. I'm sure over time they will change. I'm just going to add that one there, and then this is your faux franking stamp, so that goes across all of them. And then I love the little airmail one. Put that one just there. I write the time and like the date and the country that it's being sent from in there. And then I've got my wax paper, because I'm not going to be sending this yet, so just pop that underneath. Got my wax is almost melted there. I'm just going to grab the happy birthday. Happy mail one's nice as well, but I use the happy birthday stamp there. So now I'm just going to pour that lovely gold wax, just so it's slightly overhanging. And then make sure this is the right way up, like so. And now I'm just going to leave that to set. Okay, and then once it's cooled down, you can just peel your seal off, and then that will just come off the back. I'll just hold that up there. There we go. Lovely. So thank you for watching today. I hope you've enjoyed this revisit of this pop-up card that I made, like I said, 5 years ago. So I think it's about time that I did a 6x6 version. But like I said, check out that tutorial if you do want the 5x7 size. As always, all of the products that I've used will be individually linked in the description box below. You can also find them by clicking here. Make sure you're subscribed by clicking here. And I'll have that older card coming up here now as well if you want to go check that out. Take care, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.